Dirty needles and piles of garbage. That's what members at the Tucson VFW were finding outside after a homeless camp set up shop. They say this has been a constant problem and are left wanting answers on what can be done. News 4 Tucson's Austin Walker joining us live from the VFW with more on this issue. Austin.
Priscilla, you mentioned needles, and that is exactly correct. Take a look at this. This is just one of the open and used needles outside of the Veterans of Foreign Wars building on the east side. There's one here as well. There's another one over on the corner, and people inside are just upset by this because, one, it's a safety issue. Inside the doors of the VFW, the walls are marked with achievements and memories from Tucson veterans. But outside, it's marked with something completely different.
If you look on the ground, you'll see needles. The last time I cleaned this area up, we filled 6 green bags up of garbage and 35 needles.
Dan Murray and Greg Baker call the VFW their second home.
Look at all this.
And once a month spend hours cleaning up the trash that litters the ground and drug paraphernalia that makes it unsafe.
All it takes is one kid to come in here and pick up one of those needles.
And when we do clean up, you know, we have to be extra careful because we don't want to get stuck by any of those needles either.
Items from the homeless camp that lies on the other side of the once secured fence.
And they've cut a hole in the fence, you can see that.
Murray and Baker say they've contacted the TPD Homeless Task Force about the 5-year-long problem, but haven't heard much back. News 4 Tucson reached out to the task force, and they tell us they've surveyed the area and are now coming back a second time Tuesday to try to get the problem squared away.
I understand their concerns.
Jennifer Hyder, a community service officer with the park safety team, says this problem is common across Tucson. Hyder says there are things businesses can do to curb this.
Lots of good lighting at night, motion sensors, planting a bunch of cactus.
As the problem continues to grow like the homeless population, the two say they're hoping for answers.
It's just getting out of hand.
With a goal of getting the outside of the building to match the inside like it once did. We do have an update that happened right just before our newscast. TPD did come out here again to assess the situation, and they did determine there is a problem. They saw multiple individuals loitering out there, hanging out in their tents, and they are going to be working with the VFW to make sure this problem is corrected because they say that they have lost a good deal of business from this eyesore. We've got you covered. I'm Austin Walker, News 4 Tucson.